What's going on, everyone? Timothy at Time and Refinement. There was a video that I posted, and I want to delve into that subject a little bit more today. You know, I was sitting with a couple friends back in Virginia and a gentleman that I haven't met before. And I listen pretty intently. I pick up on people's energy and people's motives regarding conversation. And I just listened to what they had to say and back and forth questions and answers. And, you know, people don't ask a question and then they wait for the answer. So, for instance, one of my favorite clips is Steve Jobs being asked a certain question about Apple. He paused for almost 30 seconds before he answered the question, and the room was silent. Now, Steve Jobs obviously was the founder of Apple. You know, that whole thing. He had a lot of power and overarching, power. Can't talk again. But why can't we do that in our conversations, right? You know, why can't we ask a question and wait for an answer? Why do we have to fill the awkward silence whenever we see fit? Why can't we wait for somebody to answer? I think it's an emotional intelligence thing. I think emotional intelligence is very, very attractive. In my relationships, in my friendships specifically, attractive in a way that I want to be around those people. Let alone a romantic interest. Oh my gosh. Romantic interest, being able to listen and have a conversation and just being able to talk for hours is just insane. It's crazy. So I just want to delve into that just for a little while here and give my humble opinion and thoughts. I think we need to go back to that. I think we need to get back to having intelligent conversation, being able to have a back and forth discussion while listening intently, but also being ready to give an answer, but not interrupting the person. It's just these small things in day-to-day life that sometimes we don't even think about. Like I started picking up on these little tiny quirks. When I ask someone a question and then they'll answer, depending if they continually talk and talk and talk, and then they won't ask you a question, which is kind of aggravating. But just being able to have a back and forth without getting interrupted, being able to finish your thought, being able to finish your opinion without feeling like you're going to get interrupted or get rejected. Because I've noticed my tendency is to either overshare or speak quickly because I don't want someone to interrupt me, so I want to get my point across as fast as possible. And so there's been a couple people in my life the past few months that I've really been able to speak how I want to, formulate a sentence in my head before I speak, before I go off on a ramble. But these people will listen to me. They'll genuinely listen, and they listen to hear, and they don't listen to talk. Like they're ready for you to finish your sentence, and not even as soon as you finish your sentence, they're ready to talk right over you. And sure, we got a lot of ADD, ADHD. I don't think ADD is a thing anymore. I think it's just ADHD. I'd have to fact check that. Don't fact check me. I'll look that up later. But all the ADHD that goes on, people just can't have intelligent conversation, in my opinion. We've really gotten away from that, and we need to get back to it. It's so important because this helps you become a better person. It helps you relate to people more. It helps you just be more knowing and be more vulnerable, and also be more human with said person that you're having a conversation with. And we don't have a lot of that. Even close friends of mine, I love them to death. Like I would just do anything for them. But I can't have that conversation with them. They have other perks, but that's not one of them. And I've tried to look inwardly in my life to see if I do the same thing. To see if I really quickly answer a question or if I interrupt the other person. So let's, from now on, try to take this and start for the other person. Start the conversation, listen intently, and wait for their answer instead of immediately getting ready to go full blast and bombard them with what we want to talk about. And again, this all ties into therapy culture. The reason why people pay therapists is because they feel they're safe in their conversation. They know they're not going to get interrupted, and the therapist is genuinely writing and asking questions and trying to figure out what's going on. Again, if we had friends in our life, if we had people in our life that did the same thing, we wouldn't have the need for all of these therapists, in my opinion. Again, big take, but I have yet for someone to prove me wrong on this. So, why should we have to pay $150 an hour? Whatever it is now. I don't even know what it is. I don't keep track. To pay somebody that exorbitant amount of money for them to just listen to us and feel like we're being heard. We should be able to do that with our family and our friends and our close relationships, including our spouses or the people that we love in our life. And I wouldn't lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you and say it doesn't bother me, because it does. It really does. Maybe it's a love language type of thing. Maybe it's autism. I have no idea. But what I do know is people are hurting for relationships. People are hurting for people to listen to them. And as much as I want to be heard by other people and I want to sit down and discuss my thoughts and my feelings and the things that I struggle with on a daily basis as a man, I don't most of the time, because I know that it doesn't matter. That's not me being a victim. A lot of you guys can relate to this. We feel like we're not heard. We feel like we're lonely. We feel like we're depressed. And the reason is because we don't have people around us that genuinely care. So we need to start by doing that first for the people in our lives. We set the example. We set the example for others to do the same. And if they don't, that's okay. But we know that that is a boundary that we have, that I have, that's important to me. It's important for someone to listen what I have to say, and that cares about me and my opinions, instead of berating me or talking over me. And again, as I've gotten older, I've noticed that it's bothered me more. Not bothered me to the point of I'm just super ticked off and I'm kicking cans down the road and I'm beating my fridge in the morning or drinking alcohol or something like that. But I'm careful on who I share my personal stuff with, my personal issues and my insecurities and the things that I struggle with. I'm very careful. So, all that to say, just know that you're not alone in this, and know that this is just kind of not an anomaly, but it's just widespread. It's widespread. We have all this ADHD. We have all this doom scrolling. Dopamine receptors are fried. All of these things. So, anyway, I'm going to leave you guys with that. We're just about time. I appreciate you guys. I care for you. I love you. And I hope that some of this info will be gleaned, because I definitely glean information as well. So, again, love you guys. Appreciate you. Take care. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Cheers.